Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the 2022 David Hancock channel photo contest announcement. So as soon as the intro finishes playing, I'm going to go over the rules, the submission requirements and procedures, and the prizes and categories. That'll help too. See you in about 4 seconds. All right, so just as a heads up, this is likely to be the last year that I do a photo contest, owing solely to the cost. This year's prizes, before shipping them to you, obviously, because I haven't even gotten any entries yet, I can't take shipping into account, were considerably north of $500. So a significant investment, and much more than last year's investment, and much more than the years before. And the downside to that, of course, is that even though the investment was higher, the quantity of prizes is a little bit lower, but I do hope you really like what I have picked out. So the rules, first thing first, I'm going to have 3 rules for you this year. You can submit them anytime from 12:01 a.m. to 11:59 p.m. starting December 1st and going until December 31st. So anything submitted within that window, I will accept. It's going to show up for as Mountain Standard Time for that. Honestly, if you're a few minutes early or late, whatever, a few hours, don't even care. But basically, submit in the month of December. That's the point. Okay. I could have just gotten straight to that. Film or digital, okay. Whether you're using a 100-year-old Primo camera or a brand new A1 or something you made yourself, all of that's completely fine. Any photographic medium is good. Strong preference for less photo manipulation, obviously, but that's okay as well. The categories we're going to go over next, and there's going to be a whole boatload of honor system in the categories, like 4 of them, of the 5. Basically, if you've been following along with my Photography 101 course this year, you are in the catbird seat to submit photos for this contest. And because of the nature of those categories, they're kind of wide open. Which I decided to do. Last year's categories, I got a good amount of feedback that they were too restrictive. So I went probably too far in the other direction this year and made them very wide open. So honor system, that what you submit will fit the category. When you submit your photo, all I'm going to ask you to do is for the file name, do send me JPEGs, and don't send me links, please. Downloading links last year and the year before was a complete pain. So do email me JPEGs, and if you could just make the file name your name and the category name, that would really help me out a lot. Actually, let's do this backwards. The category name first, that way I can sort by file name, and then your name, and that will help me out a lot first. Okay, category, then your name. All right, so the 5 categories are black and white. As always, it's a staple. So for that, any image in black and white, whether you natively shot it on film, a glass plate, whatever, that's fine. If you use a digital camera or color film and grayscaled it to make it black and white, that's fine too, okay? Also, remember, all of these photos, again, honor system, but all of these photos need to have been taken in 2022, okay? Category 2. Near your home. So basically, if you remember from Photo 101, the first assignment was within a mile of your home. So a photo you took in the radius of where you live. It could be in your living room in a tabletop studio. It could be somewhere that you could walk to, something like that, okay? The 3rd category was the familiar and unfamiliar category from Photo 101, which was an assignment to shoot something that you are familiar with and something you are unfamiliar with, right? So you can either set this up to have it be one or the other. If you wanted to send a single image that was like a diptych of a familiar and an unfamiliar subject, as long as those 2 images worked together to show something, that's fine. Kind of wide open how you want to address this subject. All right, the fourth category is from the one role, one subject category or assignment from Photo 101. In that, if you were doing that assignment, pick the best photo from that roll or from that group of 35 photos and submit that one, okay? And again, honor system, I'm trusting you that you guys are playing by the rules here. And the fifth one is new subject. So a photo of something that you had previously not taken photos of or had taken very few photos of, a subject type that you were unfamiliar with or not confident in or had not gotten much experience with prior to that Photo 101 assignment. So, okay, so those are the five categories: black and white, near your home, familiar, unfamiliar, one role, one subject, choose one photo from that assignment, and a new subject. All right. Now, what everybody wants to know is how to submit. DHCPC, there's you can copy and paste it out of the video description, at protonmail.com. So that's David Hancock Channel Photo Contest, the acronym for that, DHCPC, at protonmail.com. Just send me an email with the subject, the 5 JPEGs, preferably JPEGs attached, category name, your name as the file name for the JPEG, and that will make my life very, very easy. Prizes. Okay. So if you remember last year, there were some pretty good film prizes. This year, I've gone back to doing film prizes. And for the second place in each of the 5 categories, I've got a black and white film pairing for you. You'll get 2 rolls of film. One of them is a 24-frame Wolfman 35 from Film Photography Project, and the other one is a 120 roll of Cinestill XX. For those of you who live especially in the EU but outside of the US, these do have their price tags on them so that if they go into customs, everyone can see that this total value of this prize is going to be $25, give or take. Okay, first place for each category gets what I'm calling the mixed film package. This is 2 rolls of film again, a 36-frame roll of Kodak Gold in 35mm. Again, price tag on the $17. Price tag on the bottom of it. And then a 120 roll of Ilford SFX 200. How is that only $9? Wow. Anyway, again, price tags on the bottom for those of you who have limitations on the amount of before you get taxed with something going into your country. So this is the first place for each category: the Kodak Gold and the SFX 200. And then, of course, we'll get to those in a second. Then there's also going to be the overall best portfolio prize. So if you want to have your entry submitted for the best overall portfolio, all you have to do is submit one entry for all 5 categories. If you do that, then I'll know that you want to be entered into the best portfolio consideration. If you don't, if you only submit 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, your entry will not be eligible for the best overall portfolio. So, best portfolio is going to start off by getting 4 rolls of film. 2 Ilford XP2 400 in 120, okay? And then also 2 35mm 36-frame Ilford Ortho Plus rolls. So you're going to get those 4 rolls of film, and they were $8 for the XP2 and 12, just shy of 12 for the Ortho. So for those of you overseas, if you're overseas and you win that, there will be taxes on that in all probability, but not too bad. Then also, as with last year, the overall portfolio winner is part of the family, as we say here, and you will get my 2022 photo portfolio. That is my annual photo book that goes out to my family members. So that is something you will receive as the best overall portfolio winner. Lastly, everyone who wins a prize, second place, first place, and the overall portfolio winner, will get one of the photo books that I produced this year. I have a handful of author copies, so I'm going to include a couple of these. I have 2 that are low content, photograph planning and idea sketchbook. Basically, this is a book where you can sketch out ideas for photos that you want to take. Then there is the photography student assignment journal, which is a place for you to log your film. This is specifically for film photographers. It's designed to allow you to log your film shot settings so that you can then keep your film shot settings with your contact sheet or your negatives, and you can see what settings are and aren't working as you take them, or or when you get your film back. And then some of the other author copies I have are the manuals that I've put together for the Pentax LX, EOS Rebel G, EOS Rebel 2000, AE1 program. I don't think I'm going to get any. I might get one more of these out this year. I might get the Canon F1 out this year. I'm not sure yet. Anyway, I'll include one. I don't have an exact breakdown of how much I'm going to include, but you'll get at least one book of one of these for each of the prize winners. So, at any rate, so that's the prizes. Look forward to seeing what everybody has to submit. I hope that these nice wide open categories give you something to work with. And we will be back in late January or early February with all of the different announcements and as many evaluations as I'm able to give you for the entries this year. See you guys in the next Cameras and Coffee.